Tell me, is it whack up in the air? Rapping scattered off the gear. I can map him, yeah, yeah. It's like a tracker, get distracted, send him back like in the mail. Not a fraction of them real. Catch him lacking, run the drill. Running through the shit like a motherfucking dage.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. On this one, we're going to be going down the shed, have a look around, see what we can find to do, because I really don't have a plan. I'm just going to wing it on this one. You'll probably know what's happening by the thumbnail. But this morning I spent like most of the morning doing some hedge trimming and some yard work, because we do live on acreage and it takes up a lot of time to maintain the place. Luckily, the way they've done it's really well. You don't have to actually do too much other than the hedges in the pool. But I managed to trim the hedges without smashing any glass this time. If you watch my Instagram, you would have seen I'm not that good at the hedge trimmer, and I bloody smashed that glass panel, which wasn't ideal, and that's not good. But yeah, my hedge came out freaking awesome. I don't know if you can see the shape of that. And then this is the pool area. Pool's looking beautiful, nice and blue. And because it's bloody freezing, we've been going in the spa a fair bit with Enzo, and he's learning how to swim. He's got a cool little neck bracing that he wears, and it's nice and toasty in there. Oh yeah, real nice. So with the shed progress, just a quick little update. I've been digging some trenches. I've just been digging around the back of the shed and bringing a water pipe around here that meets up with the drain. So that has to go in first so that I can put a slab in this whole area, chuck the water tank there, and then I'm going to build a roof that goes across from here, across this whole section here, to keep all the firewood dry and have a barbecue area in there for some cool times with some friends. Just got to get some friends first, but that's a work in progress, and then we should be right. So let's head down to the shed. Alrighty, so today we're going to be working on the R32 SKYLINE drift car, and man, it's been a bloody long time. What do they say these days? It's been a minute, a hot minute or some shit. But yeah, far out, it has been a hot minute. So what I'm going to do is these coilovers that we put in, they don't go that low. So that's maxed out and it's not very low. So I want it to be lower. So what I'm going to do is I got some other coilovers in here that hopefully bring it down lower. It did come with BC coilovers. I've been told that BC coilovers are the best for getting low into your car, because the more low the better. And these ones here, I would just reuse those, but they've cut the springs, so that's gonna run like shit. I could just get some new springs for these, which could be a good idea, and then it will get lower. But I'll put the wheels back on, I'll move this FC out of the way, and then I'll get all those car parts off there, because I've still got all this mess. All this 180 shit needs to be pulled out of the box, and everything needs to be cleaned and repainted and whatnot, and far out, that's a whole heap of shit. A whole heap of shit there to do. But yeah, so I'll get all this out the way so I can actually work on the 32, and hopefully I'll try and find someone around here to help me push the FC into the new shed, so that thing is out of the way, because that's stopping me even thinking about doing anything with 32. So if I get that out of the way, then we can do that. I'll put the wheels on, I'll drop it down, we'll see how low it is, and then we're going to try those other coilovers and see if it gets us any lower, because yeah, we want this thing to be slammed. And how oh, Jesus Christ, the brakes on this thing look so sick. The freaking hydro, I've got, man, I bet you when I sit in this thing, I'm going to get so pumped, and I'm just going to be like, this is a priority over the 180. Nah, surely not. I don't know. But, man, it would be sick to drive this. Like, the thing is with a 32, there's a lot of money involved in getting it done, like a dyno tune for one, all the fuel system, everything, you know, what's involved in a car, like a shitload of money, probably like 20k. But this doesn't really mean anything. But if that's done, then I have all my tires here that are still all really good tires, like freaking shitloads of tires for the 180 from when I first started drifting. I had the 180, and rims used to be cheap, so I started accumulating them. And yeah, I got this tire changer as well. I got it's a 3-phase one though, so I got to like figure out how to change that to 240. I've been watching a few videos, it's possible, but yeah. And then I'm gonna, when the excavator comes to do all that jazz out there, I'm gonna get him to pick up that, because it is quite heavy, and take it over to that shed and put it in there. So then I'll have some more space here, which will be real good. So anyway, let's get this out the way. Okay, so we just cleared out some space here. All the 180 stuff is on top of the 180. Very sad. But what we need to do now is pump up the tires, because it's actually set up for drag racing. So we got real flat tires at the back. And if you're trying to roll a car around, flat tires, yeah, don't help. They do help for grip though. So if you need more grip, you let your tires down like this one. So we got heaps of front end grip on here. But if you want less grip, you pump them up. So let's pump these up and send it straight out the back. So before we moved into this house, I'd never used an air compressor in the single garage that I was working out of. Never once. I used to drive down to the freaking petrol station if I had to and pump your tires up, or hope for the best, take the wheel off if you have to. Man, it was shit. So when I moved into this shed, I bought a massive air compressor, like the biggest freaking one that I could buy. That's 240 volts, and it's a beast. And then I got this air compressor thing here, and I got myself one of these tire inflators, which just came in real handy just then. And I take that for granted every day that I have this set up, because that's freaking a weapon. And yeah, you wouldn't really have the space for that. So I'm going to take this second to appreciate my air compressor setup. Was just so convenient. Sick. Just like the right tool for the job, you know. Anyway, I'm not like bragging or anything, I'm just trying to generally appreciate the shit that I have. Alright, it's time to send the FC. It's gonna see how far I can push it. I forgot to mention it doesn't have a steering wheel, so you gotta manually turn it with your feet and hands, but she rolls. Look at this weapon. Imagine when this is brutton. Shit, that would be sick. Now to get in the shed. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do this on my own. Alright, so we made it to here, which is right in front of the new shed. There is a massive step here that will be quite challenging, but a couple of people have said now, Xavier and a couple of comments were saying if you mount like a winch to the ground at this end of the shed, then if you're ever by yourself in this exact situation that I am, you'll be able to have the winch mounted to the ground, and you pull out the cable, attach it, and you just go wah, and it just pulls it straight in. And I actually have a winch over there, so I could do that. I could like bolt one to the ground and just do that. That could be cool. Or I could just push it in and do that another time. I don't know. But yeah, one of those things that I might do in the future, because it could be pretty handy. But nah, this will be easy. I'll be able to push this up here. You can tell how much energy I've got left from how easily I'm talking. And I don't sound out of breath, but let's get it in. Oh, that was some hard work. I used the freaking ratchet straps around that pole. And yeah, definitely a good idea. I'm definitely gonna do that. I'm gonna bolt some winches to the floor. Maybe just on the two. Actually, I'll make a system where you can move it to wherever you want. That would be smart, and then just have one of them. Yeah. I'll do something like that in the future, so it's easier and you can just go meh. That'll be nice. But who would have thought the first car in the new shed is the FC, and damn, it's gonna be a sick car. It does look pretty shit at the moment, but have faith. Have faith. Once this is down on the ground with a body kit with wheels and a paint job obviously, or a wrap. And here's the front windscreen as well. After that, and then an engine, and then interior, then all the rest. You know, there's so much shit on that, I don't even want to think about it. But anyway, let's go back to the 32. It's more along the process than that thing. Whew. Ah, that's right. It bloody flooded in here, didn't it? And it left behind a mess. And I cleaned up all the area I could get to, but I couldn't get to under the FC. Man, more stuff before I can get to you. Let's just get stuck into this now. Far out, mate.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Better off. I am wicked, you're insane. But I wouldn't have it any other way. If we're knocked out, we'll go the distance. Pound for pound, we're a perfect match. Pulling punches, we're toe to toe. We're always on the road. We're so better. We can't stop, we can't stop. 'Cause together we're better off. And we can. Better off, better off.
Holy shit, I forgot how freaking awesome this thing is. This is literally my dream car right here. R32, a GTR, but this one's better because it only drives with 2 wheels. Yeah, she's a bit dusty. She's been sitting up there for a fair bit now. But if you haven't seen, I did a couple of episodes on this car and yeah, got really excited and then ran out of money. But it's got the cage mounted in there 100%. It's got the interior's all sprayed black, got the dash in there. It's looking really freaking cool. But yeah, money, ran out of money. That caught on fire, so that was a priority. But let's but I bought these coilovers, so let's see if it gets it lower. I'll put the wheels on there. I'll actually put the wheels on there first and show you, but how cool would it be if the car was like probably even lower than this actually, because you don't want it to be easy. You don't want to be able to get the jacks, the arms under there. You definitely want it to be harder than this. So lower than that would be cool, but it looks so freaking low right now because it's been like yay up in the sky. Holy shit! I'm gonna put some wheels on it. Alright, just like that, we got 4 wheels on and it's sitting on the ground. Had to put it on chocks because, yeah, low. It is quite low at the moment. It's just not low enough. So if I put it down on the ground, it wouldn't be able to go on the ground because the arms would be stuck underneath. So now it's completely on the ground and the wheels are on chocks. And I put these GK Tech ones here because we've got a little groove so it doesn't roll anywhere because I don't have a handbrake connected yet. So now I can do a measurement. The back is tucking a little bit, not really, but a little bit. Yeah, a tiny little bit there. So I can do a measurement and see how low it is at the moment, and then change them, and then see how much lower we can get it with the other coilovers that are in this box. So I got some brand new BC Racing coilovers off the marketplace, and the guy said that he's barely used them, so pretty keen to give these a go. See if they get any lower. What the heck was that? Ah, it's a cockroach. Get out of my shed. Get out. Laters, bruh. Alright, so yeah. Let's see if it makes it any lower, because it's just not acceptable. I want this thing to be slammed. Alrighty, so judging by the sunlight, it is the next day. And Xavier has returned from his adventures around the world. Literally traveling the world, going to every drift track.
Yep. We went to New South Wales, I wouldn't say world.
We went to New Zealand as well.
Yeah, I didn't go to the drift track though.
Yeah, you went to that go-kart one.
I did.
Right.
Did.
So you traveling the world drifting.
Yeah.
Sponsored. So Lorenzo's come down to check out the R32 because he hasn't actually seen it before. And like, little as you know, but he was almost going to be called R32 GTR, but Zara wouldn't let me. So unfortunately, you didn't get that name. Maybe if we have another child, we might line up that name again to see if it goes. But nah, obviously not. Enzo's a sick name. But yeah, so it turns out these coilovers are actually like longer than the ones that were actually in there. So that doesn't help anyone. I might look at like spring options to shorten it, get a smaller spring or something rather, or some other coilovers that just measure in it shorter. Yeah, get new coilovers. I've seen 32s that are slammed.
Yeah,
so
BCs.
It's doable. Yeah, I know BCs, but you know, money. Yeah, exactly right. If I find any money around here, I'll get some new BC racing coilovers. They actually came in that box, but they gave me the wrong ones. They didn't give me. Yeah, bullshit. Nah, obviously that was a joke, but I'm gonna check the rears because it might get lower on the rear. It may not. It might. But let's check that out now. Okay, so I have. Oh, mate. So I have every coilover under the sun here, every brand that's ever been made, and I'm piecing together what I'm actually doing with my life here. But basically, to explain it easily, what the car came with is what I'm going to use. These BC coilovers in the rear. BC, like, far out. Definitely worlds above these other brands. Not even sponsored, but they go way lower. The only problem is when these coilovers came in the car, someone had cut the springs to make it sit stupid low, which is, I don't know, it's a bit weird. They could have just adjusted it to get it low, but they cut the springs. That's strange. But it might not go all that low once I put a full-size spring in there, but we'll find out. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take the springs out of these coilovers and put them in the BC coilovers, and so they'll have good springs in there, and I'll lower it as low as possible, and it should be lower than all the brands here that I have for the rear anyway. For the fronts, I'm probably going to sell everything and then buy 2 brand new fronts, and then they'll be BC coilover fronts and they'll go super short, and then we can go low.
Yep.
Yeah. Xavier's having the time of his life over there, just hanging out in his
pedals in,
footwell.
But I now want to die.
But it's a manual now.
No, it doesn't even run yet.
Xavier, you're so close, mate. You're so close. Don't lose it. I'm just here playing with coilovers out in the open where I can stand up. It's quite nice.
It's really motivating me.
It's the shittest spot to be working in, that bloody footwell, or any footwell of any car.
Yeah, it's not
It's shit.
Nearly done though.
Nearly done. That's good. Okay, so I'm gonna pull apart some more coilovers and suss out if it all goes back together. Wish me luck.
Yeah, we're not too far off from releasing these albums. Yeah, tell them motherfuckers go ahead and play it. Homie, we made it. Line up my old bitches, believe that we.
Alright, so I've come to the conclusion that I don't know what I'm doing here, but I have figured a few things out. The preload is what's going on. This is the same spring, but that one's squashed a lot more, and that one I've just put in there and just wound it in. So the preload, I could bring it up to here, but then it's still going to be the same size. So I don't know. But Xavier did have a good idea. He's like, why don't you sell all the coilovers you do have, and then just from the money just buy a brand new set of BC coilovers and request the exact spring rates that you want, and then they'll go super low. Like, and I think that's probably what I'm gonna do after mucking around for all this shit. I don't know, I just don't have it in me to buy brand new parts, it's always a challenge. It's one of those things, you know. I'm a second-hand kind of guy. I like getting second-hand parts and making them work. But I could make all this shit work, but at the end of the day, it's like the same price. So I think it's like $1,200 for a new BC coilovers, just for like the not crazy ass expensive ones, but like decent ones. So, and then the 2 sets are worth $500 each. And then I've got 3 sets. You've got 3 sets. So I'll definitely be able to pay for them. I bought 2 second-hand sets because when these things pop up online, like 32 parts are pretty rare. So when they pop up, you just have to buy them, especially if they're $500 each. So you just shoot off and you buy them and then hope for the best. But you know, most of the time they're what you need. This time they're not what I need because I just need VC coilovers. Seem to be the ones to do. But I could probably just like increase all the preload in all these coilovers and squash them right down and make them like super low. But it's just going to be real shit when I want to actually drive it because it will just be crap. It would feel like crap. So I'm not going to do that. But that wraps it up for this episode. Another one of those ones where I was just like, oh yeah, I know what I'm doing, but I'll figure it out. At least now I know a little bit about how the coilovers go together. It's pretty basic, eh? They all just screw together. A good tip you would have seen in the time lapse is using a steel brush and getting into the grooves, and then WD-40 as well. It makes it spin so much better. Definitely worth doing that. And you can also adjust these while they're in the car. Just got them out on the bench because it's a lot easier. That wraps it up for the coilovers on the R32. But hopefully, I'm either going to be working on the 180 or the 32 in the coming episodes if they're not events, because the R32 is, I can slowly chip away at that, do little things here and there, and that forged RB25 is going to go in 32, so yeah, I've got the parts for that, so we can assemble the 32 engine, which is crazy. And then there's a wiring to go after that, fuel system. I don't want to keep saying what's to go after that because it sounds like a lot. And then the 180, all it needs is a shitload of money, but money. Anyway, and then in the meantime as well, I'm going to be working on the shed, so just bouncing around the place doing all sorts of shit. Anyway, wrapping this one up. Thanks for you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching me just muck around in the shed and hoping for the best. But I don't know, if you did, hit the like button, drop a comment below, and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Appreciate each and every one of you guys, and I'll see you on the next episode.